Good evening and welcome to the Newman City Council regular meeting, February 11, 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for invocation. Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, as we gather today for this meeting, we humbly ask for your guidance and wisdom. May our discussions be filled with respect, open minds, and a collaborative spirit. Help us to listen attentively to one another and make decisions that align with your will. We thank you for bringing us together and for the opportunity to work as a team. Amen.
Thank you. Roll call. Councilmember Pimentel.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Ball.
Here.
Councilmember Tomlinson.
Here.
Councilmember Harden.
Here.
Mayor Graham. Here. Any declarations of conflicts of interest tonight? None? Ceremonial matters? None, but I'm going to make just a little statement here. The Newman Historical Society's 30th year anniversary is today. I just wanted to take this opportunity to congratulate the Newman Historical Society on their 30th anniversary. The Historical Society operates the Newman Museum with an all-volunteer staff and has been vital in preserving Newman's history. I encourage our community to continue to support the Newman Historical Society as they celebrate this 30-year milestone anniversary and thank them for their often unheralded work of preserving our past for future generations. So if nobody's been out there, it's a really neat museum that has a lot of history in it. And like I mentioned, it's all volunteer, so they put a lot of work in that. So it's a real nice thing. Item number 7, items from the public, non-agenda items. Anybody wishing to speak, go and stand up to the podium. No? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move to the consent counter. A, waive all readings of ordinance and resolution except by title. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of the January 28th, 2025 meeting. D, appointments to fill vacancies on the Architectural Review Committee. And we have 2 applicants and we have 3 positions open. And Brian Thompson and Carrie Thompson look to continue their work there.
Move to approve the consent calendar.
I'll second.
First and second. Hang on one second. There you go. Motion carries 5-0. And then again, thank you to Brian and Carrie for their continued work on that committee. It's a lot of work and it's important to develop in our community. Item number 10, or 9, public hearings. A, adopt resolution 2025, next to number, a resolution declaring the existence of a public nuisance under ordinance number 95-4. Allie?
Good evening, Mayor, Council members. We are recommending we adopt a resolution, an abatement, next number 2025, declared in existence of a public nuisance under the ordinance number 95-4 at 1041 S Street in our downtown Newman area. Per Newman Municipal Code 802030, it shall be unlawful for any responsible person to keep or maintain premises under his or her control in a condition that is detrimental to public health, safety, or general welfare. As required by the Newman Municipal Code 8.02060, a notice of the hearing for an abatement of nuisance, a nuisance informing a property owner and the existence of a nuisance, abatement deadline, nuisance abatement procedures, and the right to object to this public hearing was sent to this resident owner. Before you guys are pictures. Oh, I can click it. Of said property. This is the one side of the front yard where the resident has had these items out, I would say about 3 months now, ongoing. It appears to be rubbish as well as discarded decorations and a little bit of furniture out there. In the backyard as well, the fence is down. The resident has refused to use garbage cans. They do have them, they just don't use them. They throw all the rubbish in their backyard, thus creating vermin and nuisance for his sideline neighbors. With that, We do recommend the abatement of such nuisance be approved. And with that, I may answer any questions that you all may have.
Are there any questions? No. It is a public hearing. I'll open up to the public for anybody to want to speak on the item. All right. I'll bring it back to council for action.
Move we adopt resolution number 2025, a resolution declaring the existence of a public nuisance under ordinance number 95-4.
Second. We have a first and second. Go and vote electronically. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Ally.
Thank you, guys.
Item number 9B, adopt resolution 2025, next number, a resolution authorizing the automatic annual inflation adjustment for capital facility and impact fees for the period of March 1st, 2025 through February 28, 2026.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. The city charges impact fees to developers to pay for all or a portion of providing public service to their new development. These fees are implemented to help reduce the economic burden of the jurisdiction as we deal with population growth within our boundaries. The city adopted Resolution 2002-22, approving a comprehensive update of capital facility and impact fees, as well as adopting an automatic adjustment of those fees based on the construction cost index for our area. Last year, the index was a positive 3.6. This year, the index is a negative 0.7. What this means is in a vested area, the decrease of the total impact fees on a low-density residential unit is $111. The proposed changes to these fees are required to be noticed 2 times prior to this meeting. This was done through the newspaper on the 2 previous Wednesdays. Staff requests that council open a public hearing and take comment on this item and then vote for its adoption. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? All right, I'll go and open up to the public for any comments or questions. Seeing none, I'll bring it back to council.
Move to adopt resolution number 2025, a resolution authorizing the automatic annual inflation adjustment for capital facility and impact fees for the period of March 1, 2025 through February 28, 2026.
Second.
First and second, go and vote electronically. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 10A, adopt resolution 2025, next number, a resolution adopting the mid-year budget changes for fiscal year 24-25. Luke?
Boy, what a night, huh? In the staff report, there are 5 exhibits. As a brief review, exhibits A and B show 6 months performance of our revenues and expenditures across all of our funds. Exhibits C and D show the requested changes to our budget, revenues, and expenditures. And then Exhibit E shows our projected ending fund balance inclusive of the requested budgetary changes. The resolution before you tonight is simply to approve the budget changes found in Exhibits C and D. So having reviewed the performance of our revenues and expenditures, the following are notable items from the general fund mid-year report. Property tax revenues. The city's current property tax revenues have been growing since 2012. The increase in the number of homes, their value, the dissolution of the redevelopment agency, and the renegotiated property tax sharing agreement with the county have contributed to this growth. We budgeted property tax for this year at $1.18 million, but will be closer to $1.36 million. Sales tax revenues. At the beginning of the year, we budgeted $740,000 in sales tax revenues. We anticipate receiving near that amount. License and permit revenues. Last year, we finished with $222,000 in revenues. This year, we anticipate we will finish closer to $156,000. We believe this is due to the increase in the interest rates and the slowdown in the new homes that are being built. Motor vehicle tax in lieu revenues. This year, we budgeted $1.17 million. We'll be receiving closer to $1.22, which is an increase of more than $54,000 over last year's actual receipts. Some notable changes to the budget that we're requesting are adding Axon Fleet 3 vehicle cameras to our police vehicles, adding 2 public maintenance workers, and promoting 1 account clerk 2 to a senior account clerk. We're going to be designing and mapping the new public works facility, and then we're transferring some of the community facility district funds to the general fund to cover the expenditures that the general fund experienced when it was setting up the CFD. So overall, we're conservatively projecting general fund revenues to be at 4.25% above our current budgeted amounts,
and our general fund expenditures are projecting to come in about 9% below what we budgeted. Starting this year, we projected a deficit of $653,000 to our general fund, and inclusive of the mid-year budget changes requests, we're projecting a general fund balance increase of $262,000 now. By the end of the year, the city is projecting an estimated general fund reserve of 56.3%, or $3.93 million, which is a healthy reserve. Basically means we could go almost or just a little over half a year without receiving any money in. We'd still have enough revenues. So if you have any questions about the remainder of the budget or changes or any other items, I'd be happy to answer them for you.
I'll bring it back to council for any questions. All right. Well, I'll bring it back to council for action then.
Move to adopt resolution number 2025, a resolution adopting the mid-year budget changes for fiscal year 2024 through 2025.
I second that.
Yeah, first and second, don't vote electronically. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Lou. I'm pleased that the accounts look good and favorable for us. It's important to have that reserve during bad times, so I'm glad we maintain that. All right. County Supervisor is not here today. Item 12, items from city manager staff. Michael?
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Thank you tonight for approving that mid-year budget. I think the one thing I know, Lou mentioned it, but it's important to us is the in-car cameras. As you know, we have body cams on all of our officers, but now we're going to have in-car cameras that activate and coordinate with the body cams as well. So we'll have both of those views available now, and I think this just goes to officer safety. And we were just kind of waiting for technology to catch up, and we're comfortable with where it's at right now. And so I want to just thank you for taking that investment and putting that into our vehicle fleet for that. We did some annual adjustments for our capital facility fees. We are actually nearing, we just received an administrative draft to update all of our impact fees. It's been a number of years since that's been done. So we had a group called EPS come in and look at our impact fees, and now they're going to propose new impact fees moving forward. The reason why you do that, as a city, we want to make sure we're collecting the correct amount. We want to collect the amount that is appropriate for the impact of that particular use, and whether that's a commercial use, an industrial use, or a residential use. All those uses have impacts on both of our water systems, our sewer systems, our road systems, our park systems. All that takes place. So we want to make sure that we're collecting the correct amount for that. So that'll probably be coming to you in about the next 60 to 90 days. You also appointed some architecture review committee appointments today. I wanted to thank Mr. Thompson and Ms. Carrie Thompson for doing that. It's an important job. If you look at our community and some of the new buildings that come up, they are pretty architecturally strong. You know, the AutoZone's a nice looking building, and some people don't like Mount Taco Bell, but it came out looking nice. And so they do a good job. The ARCO has come out really nice, and that's a testament to the work of the Architecture Review Committee meeting. They come in and they work with the developer to make sure that they comply with our Highway 33 specific plan. So I was talking with Councilmember Tomlinson before the meeting tonight, and just wanted to update you as well. He was asking about, as the rains come, you'll see a lot of our roads are starting to get a little bit older, and they're in need of crack seal and slurry seal. So we actually are in the design phase of a $500,000 crack seal slurry seal project. We anticipate that probably go out to bid around March, and so that's going to be a spring project for you that will do a significant number of streets. And basically what you're doing is you're overlaying it with some oils to help, the elasticity stay in there, and then you crack seal up so all the weeds don't grow in the middle of the road. So also working with the county right now on the SEDS project. SEDS is a economic development strategy on a county-wide basis. A couple of the projects that we wanted to make sure that we included in there was the Foster Farm site. and making sure that we're eligible to get all the grant money we can for that reuse project. I have talked to, as you know, Congressman Duarte had put that project forward for funding to clean up the site, $750,000 to get rid of the asbestos. Unfortunately, he didn't make it through his election, but I did talk with the staff for the new Congressman Adam Gray, sent them all the information. They were very excited about our project and look forward to carrying it forward. So we're hoping in March, when the federal budget comes out, that those projects will be funded through there. And Congressman Gray has indicated that he'll support that to be included. We do our February Planning Commission meeting has been canceled. We do have President's Day on Monday, and so City Hall and city offices will be closed on Monday. And just lastly, just our condolences to the family of Bob McConnell, who recently passed away. For those who knew him, there will be a celebration of life on Sunday, February 23rd at the Westside Theater. So, I can answer any questions you may have, Mayor, or any members of the council.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Allie?
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Just to update you, we're on our last 2 weeks of basketball. This week will be pitchers for anybody listening out there. We are also taking in Kaju Kimbo. We do have registrations open year-round. If anybody's interested in participating, it's from 5 years all the way to an adult age. Come find us at the Teen Center. We're open Monday through Friday, 2:30 to 6 p.m. With that, I can answer any questions that y'all may have.
Thank you, Allie.
Thank you.
Morgan Williams?
Good evening, Mayor, City Council members. The only thing I have tonight is, for anyone who's not aware, we did acquire the Office of Traffic Safety grant again for the federal fiscal year 2024-2025. Part of that grant was money to purchase a solar-powered radar trailer. We have done so. It's ready to go, and it will probably be out on the street this week, possibly tomorrow. Anybody who has any areas of complaint for speed, I'm sure there's plenty. I hear about it often. Let us know, and we'll be patient with us. It's going to bound from area to area, but it's pretty nice. It collects data, and it'll generate graphs for us, telling us what basically time frames the max speeders are in an area, so it can help us maybe direct some speed enforcement in that area at that particular time.
So is it a photo radar where you're going to get a ticket mailed to you?
No, it's not. It's not. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Got nothing to report tonight.
Thank you for the update. Thomas?
Good evening. I was told that I might get too close, so I'm gonna practice. So, an update: Jensen Road improvement from 33 to Fig Lane has started. They're working on the tree removal right now. You may notice during the workday that section is closed. However, our contractor is trying to open it after the work hours, so after 5 p.m. And that's the plan moving forward during this project. Pretty exciting out at the news site. We should be starting the planting of the plants within the basins, and bridge is finishing up, the access bridge, and some other site improvements. The next step is connecting the weir structure to the Miller Ditch, which will allow the flow to then get sent into the new system. Additionally, planting has been ongoing in the wetland swell project that's between the Future Nature Park and the new site, trees and some other vegetation in that area. And then an update on the well 5 nitrate issue from January. We received our compliance order from the state. Based on that compliance order, we're working with the state to have well 5 removed from our water system permit. So currently it's physically disconnected from the system. And as I said before, the water is safe to use for all regular uses, including drinking, hygiene, and cooking and eating. And we expect a response from the state by the end of the month on our request to remove well 5 from our drinking water permit. And with that, I can answer any questions.
Thank you for the update.
Thank you.
Chief Bowen?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Just a few things. So grant season is approaching for us, so we'll be applying for some federal grants. It's a huge offset for our volunteer department and helps us purchase personal protective equipment and other types of tools and equipment we use on a regular basis. We actually just outfitted all our members with current and up-to-date wildland gear for this year through our cooperative agreement and some grants we have obtained. So we always look forward to this time of year. We'll also be meeting with the op area coming up this week, just discussing hazard mitigation plans, emergency operation plans. We'll be looking at the water or the storm systems coming. We look like we're in a good position, so nothing to worry there. Maybe some localized pooling of water, but that's about it. And believe it or not, we're getting ready for wildland training season already, so that's coming. We do a large event out at Turlock Lake, so we're in the planning stages and have some meetings coming up for that. We'll also be at OHS's Career Day. I think that's coming up before our next meeting, so we'll be out there with our pretty red fire engine and recruiting. Primarily, we recruit explorers when we're out there. We do have a couple of our vehicles in for repairs. You might see us in our older engine right now. Most of it's preventative maintenance. The rescue did have some major service work done to it, but it's getting up there in years, so it's somewhat expected, and it was planned for in the budget. And other than that, I can answer any other questions you guys might have.
Thank you, Chief.
Just thank you to Lou and your staff for all your hard work on the budget. I know it's a daily process. One last thing, pitchers and catchers report this week, thank God. And hey, go Dodgers.
You say go Dodgers?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to congratulate the Newman Historical Society for the 30th year anniversary, and thank you to Brian and Carrie for applying it into these positions that I know they're very valuable to the Historical Society. So I just wanted to give a shout out.
Thank you.
Again, just getting a lot of invites, being on the council now and getting to meet a lot of people. So excited to continue to network and be able to represent for the town.
Nothing.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for being here and being involved, and thank you for all the city workers that are doing excellent work and keeping the city running well. We appreciate it. With that, I'll ask for adjournment.
Move we adjourn.
First.